Hey guys, and today I'm going to give you guys my review on Justice League. And you know what? A lot of people say this is a bad movie. I don't think this is a bad movie necessarily. I don't think this movie is bad, actually. I think this movie is really, really, really bad. Like, God, this movie is bad. Like, first time, I didn't really think it was that bad. First time, I actually thought it was good. The only thing that was kind of negative about it the first time I think it took like a really long time. Every 10th minute, I was sitting there, I was like, okay, when is this movie? This movie is long. I was constantly thinking about how long the movie was and when the movie was going to end. But first time, I had a good time. But second time, that was when I was really going to look and analyze the movie to see what was wrong with it. And God, was it so bad the second time, like really, really bad. I honestly think it was so bad. It's unbelievable. And you know what? I think this could possibly be the worst DCEU movie, and I'm serious. Wow, this movie was extremely bad the second time. The first thing I want to mention is the frickin' effects and the final CGI battle, definitely made by Zack Snyder. Yeah, this movie was directed by two different people. You know the whole story already. Yeah. The frickin' CGI was bad. The this green screen with Aquaman is the worst green screen I've ever seen in any movie ever. It is so bad. And not to mention the extremely obvious reshoots. Like, God, it was just not good. Like, I don't know why they needed to reshoot so much of the movie. But anyways, Ben Affleck's Batman is the closest that this movie has to a lead, and this guy just needs to leave as quick as he can. I think he was very, very, very good in Batman v Superman. But in this movie, it just feels like the thoughts going through his mind is like, alright, let's just get this over with so I can freaking get out of here. Like, seriously, he even said on, like, an interview that he didn't have a good time during the movie, and who can frickin' blame him? Like, he's had such a hard time with, Daredevil and BVS and Suicide Squad both getting shitty reviews, and, like, could you blame him for leaving the role? I mean, like, seriously, it's crazy. Like, if I were him, I would have probably left earlier. Like, seriously, this guy, right, nearly really needs to, like, take a break, and I really just want to see Ben Affleck as Batman in a good superhero movie because that's what he deserves, really. Because he's just getting, the movies he's in is just getting so much hate, and he doesn't deserve it. Because I thought he was a good Batman in BBS, and I thought he could have been a good Batman in Justice League, but he just didn't really try that much to be good because he knew the movie would be bad, which it is. But this movie, they tried to do something with the Flash and Batman, and Flash being or Batman being Flash's mentor, which is kind of a ripoff of Marvel of Iron Man being Spider-Man's mentor. But anyways, the Flash, he's just one of those characters that you're either gonna love him or you're gonna hate him. I fall unfortunately into the latter. I did not like Flash this movie. He feels more like Wally West than he does Barry Allen. And he even feels more like Spider-Man than he does Wally West, because he just feels like a ripoff of Spider-Man, and I don't think Ezra Miller was the right actor for him. I know a lot of people say, oh, why didn't they just get Grant Gustin? I know why they didn't get Grant Gustin. But yeah, I'm not gonna be one of those people that says, oh, just get Grant Gustin in the movie, because they obviously couldn't do that. But, I think they could have gotten a better actor. I thought Ezra Miller was okay. He was just kind of annoying, to say the least. His constant, like, movement with his eyes. He reminded me of a bug in this movie. Like, he's just zooming around. Okay, that's what he reminded me of. He just really reminded me of, like, a bug in this movie. He's like the bug of the Justice League. Because he bugged me. Nah, okay, in all seriousness, I think it was okay. But Cyborg Ray Fisher, man, just like Ben Affleck, I feel bad for this guy because he had so little screen time this movie. Like, it's unbelievable. Or, character development, I mean. He had, like, next to no character development. I shouldn't be saying this for Cyborg because none of them really had any character development in this movie. They should have done like a Flash movie and Aquaman movie before this, and maybe like even a Batman movie, because the characters feel so underdeveloped, especially Cyborg. And I feel bad for Ray Fisher because he's really, really good at playing Cyborg in this movie, in my opinion. Like, he's really good at playing Cyborg, and I just feel bad for this guy for, him being in such a bad movie. And Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman in this movie is the only one who seems to give a shit about the movie itself, because her movie got positive reviews, so she's happy. Ben Affleck isn't, because his movie got negative reviews. But I feel like she is, again, like Ray Fisher's Cyborg, a very, very, very good casting. Most of the people in this movie are good castings. But I just feel like most of them aren't giving their best, especially Ben Affleck, who could be a really good Batman, and he was in Batman vs. Superman. But Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, again, is like amazing, and her solo movie is the best in the DCEU, but I don't think it will be holding that title for long, since Shazam and Aquaman movies are coming up, and they look really good. But Wonder Woman, I feel like they should have her really lead the DCEU for now, and kind of shove Superman and Batman to the sides for a bit, and focus on some other heroes like The Flash, and Cyborg, and Aquaman, and of course Shazam too. Speaking of Superman, again, I think this movie has a really good cast. Henry Cavill is a very good Superman, but it's frustrating because I really, really like the cast in this movie. It's just the movie itself, I don't like it. I really like the cast, and then there's the freaking mustache thing, which everyone is talking about. He has this freaking mustache that he needed for Mission Impossible movies, and for some reason, they didn't want to shave it off because, I mean, it's not like they could just buy a fake one and put it on. They couldn't do that. Or it's not like they could just wait for it to grow again. No, no, no. They would never, ever do that. The runners of Mission Impossible. And, I partly blame them for the movie being bad. The people that made Mission Impossible. Or at least I blame them for the mustache thing. I mean, just look at that freaking CGI lip. I have had more nightmares about that than anything else. And again, back to the crappy CGI this movie had. Not only this lip, not only the final battle, but Steppenwolf 2, which we'll get to in a minute, who's the most one-dimensional video game-like villain ever. But all in all, I think Henry Cavill did a good job as Superman. It was just the lip thing and the way his character was written. Oh yeah, I forgot. In these past movies, he's never been happy and optimistic, but when he comes back to life, he's laughing, and he's saying stuff like, "Oh, now I want to die." That's not funny. He says, "I don't want to die," and then freaking Steppenwolf dies, and he's like, "Oh, now I want to die," or something like that. I don't remember. It's just so stupid, and then now he's joking around all the time, but although I am happy that happened, I really am happy that happened, because that's my Superman, that's the Superman I know and love, but the movie plays it as if that is the way that he's been all the time, when it's not. And why did they not do the black suit? God, why? They had this freaking opportunity to do the black suit, even if I know why they didn't do it. They did it because they didn't want to make a freaking costume to, make a totally new costume just for this movie for him to have in, a few scenes. But still, just think about how happy the fans would be and how much more positive reviews this movie would get if they did the black suit and the mullet. Aquaman. I have taken a liking much more to Jason Momoa as Aquaman after the Aquaman trailer I saw, which is why, but I'm going to try and ignore the trailer and say what I really thought about Jason Momoa in this movie. I thought he was okay. I liked the scene where he accidentally sat on Diana's lasso. I think he was probably one of my favorite characters in this movie, next to Cyborg and Wonder Woman. I thought those three were the core members of the Justice League. Well, Flash Superman and Batman, the people who should be the core members, are kind of like just not giving their best, and either not giving their best or not that good casting. But I think Aquaman was pretty good this movie. Now let's get ready to rumble. It's Steppenwolf, who is the most video game-like villain ever. His goal is like to collect these 3 boxes, and that's what he does this movie. He goes after the boxes, and his bad CGI, very bad CGI. Mullis from Legends of Tomorrow Season 3 is better. That's a TV show. This one has like a few $1 million more budget than Legends of Tomorrow. He goes after the boxes, and he's related to Darkseid, and he takes over this city with this Russian family that they for some reason keep focusing on, and yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, this guy has nothing. He has nothing. I was literally 100% honestly trying to think about something there. Like, the most interesting thing about Steppenwolf is the fact that he's related to Darkseid. That's literally the most interesting thing about him. I don't know. Like, seriously. That's the only reason. If he wasn't related to Darkseid, he would be the worst movie, or the worst villain in a movie ever. Like, he's so bad. It's unbelievable. Now let's get on a more positive note. J.K. Simmons as Gordon. I know you wouldn't see a lot of people talking about this guy in the reviews, but I just thought he was so good that I had to mention him. Wow, this guy as Jim Gordon is awesome. Almost as good as Gary Oldman, in my opinion. Then you know he's good if he's almost as good as Gary Oldman. Because this guy is amazing. I would love to see like a Batman solo movie with this guy in the role of Jim Gordon. It would be so awesome to see. Like, really, really awesome to see that this guy in the role of Jim Gordon in like a solo Batman movie with him and Alfred. Alfred, by the way, is good in this movie too. But I don't know, man. I don't know. This movie is... I'm kind of tired now of talking to this movie because I just feel like they didn't even try to make a good movie. They were just like, alright, we have the Justice League, right? People are going to see it, never mind what. And they were wrong because this movie didn't have like a very good opening weekend or box office as a whole. So they were kind of wrong. And that's basically because the other DCU movies were so bad. That's why people don't really watch this movie. But that's my review for Justice League. What do you think of the movie? And peace out. Bye.